I want to talk a little bit about the bed, and the bed is one of those things that I use, but most trainers will say, do not let your dog on the bed. And the reason for this is it brings your dog up to too high of a status, okay? And what I mean by this is you're bringing your dog up to being an equal with you, and it's not fair to the dog. So it's really important that you keep this in mind. Now, I do allow my dog on the bed, and I only do it under certain situations, and they can't sleep on the bed every night, and it's not expected that the dog can go on the bed. It's a command. Up, right? And I point to the bed. The dog has to stay on the bed until I tell it that it can get off. That's hugely important. If your dog just comes and goes off of the bed, you're probably going to have problems with your dog. Some dogs should never be allowed on the bed. A dog with aggressive issues or is confused, like has a confused thing about like its status, like if you're walking the dog and it has a tendency to lunge at another human being, that dog should never be sleeping in your bed. Never. I mean, even with nice dogs, even with a dog like Ike, he can't sleep on the bed every night. You know, it's maybe once when I'm sick. When you're sick, you'll see. If you're sick and you're lying next to your dog, man, it makes you feel better because petting a dog, you know, causes this oxytocin release in your body, so it makes you feel good. So you're damn right. Sometimes I want the dog up on the bed sleeping with me, but for the most part, no fucking way. Let me tell you something. If I was going to do field trials with Ike, which I have no desire to compete with my dogs. I had my athletic career years ago, and it was good. So I don't need to relive the glory days with competing with my boy here. But if I was going to, 3 weeks before we were going to compete, he would never be allowed on the bed. It confuses the dog. So when I use the bed, it's used, it's used to train the puppy. I sleep with my clothes on. And when I hear the puppy, or I feel the puppy get up, when I was a drinker, and I used to drink a whole lot, I'd put a bell around the puppy's neck, and when I would hear it at night, I'd hope I'd wake up. You know, I drank a lot. But I would wake up, same thing, I'd have my clothes on, and I'd take the puppy out. Right now, Tonka is 14 and a half weeks old. He's totally housebroken. He hasn't gone to the bathroom, shit, or piss in my house in like 2.5 weeks. And you can tell if your dog's housebroken. I'll give you an example of how you tell. We were going to the car, and I have a crate in the car, and I was going to put him in the car, and he got kind of nervous before we got in the car, and I was like, oh, dog has to go to the bathroom. The dog's telling me it has to go to the bathroom. So watch your dog. If you're training your puppy, and it starts, not listening to you, even an older dog, if it's not listening to you and you're training it, and it seems sort of nervous, it might have to go to the bathroom. And sick dogs, a sick dog, like say it has diarrhea and it's in the car, it might start panting a whole lot. That's another sign of a nervous dog. So keep that in mind when you're working with your dog. So really, don't let your dog on the bed all the time. It's not a given. I have no problem with it as long as you put some checks and balances in place so that the dog understands it's not his. And that's key. The dog owns nothing. Remember that. And say it to yourself over and over again. The dog owns nothing. It doesn't own toys. That's why you pick your toys up off the floor. It doesn't own the food. That's why you make the dog wait for the food and sometimes pick it up and not give it to the dog until later. Right? It owns nothing. And if you do these things, you'll have a healthy, happy dog that won't be being a dick on the street. You don't want your dog to be a dick on the street, do you? No, then put these in place so the dog's not confused. The bed can cause confusion to a lot of animals.
Caine, why do I have to wear this?
Oh, come on, Ike, man, just do it. It's not that big of a fucking deal. Like,
This looks fucking stupid, Caine. Why are you always making me wear this bullshit? You know, it's fucking uncool. Last week it was the blue wig, and now this week it's the baby hat.
Come on, Ike, just do the bit. Come on, just do your impression that I asked you to do.
Oh man, what the fuck? God damn it.
Come on, Ike, please. Everybody else is doing it.
Yeah, well, Mango's impression is wearing a cool cowboy hat. I'm dressed like a baby, and you want me to do an impression of a baby, Caine?
Oh, come on, man. Just do it, please.
All right. Here's a baby from the United States. Goo goo gaga.
That was good, Ike. That was great. Now do the other impression.
All right. Now here is a baby from an Asian country. Ginky go go.
That's fucking kick-ass, Ike. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, Caine, I'm done. Fuck you. I'm taking a nap. Give me a sandwich, dude.
Caine, I really like Ike's outfit. I think that was great. Thank you. And by the way, thank you for this cowboy hat that actually fits me. It looks pretty good. Now, I'll do my imitation, okay? You ready, Caine?
Yeah, I'm ready, man. Go do it.
All right there, Pilgrim. You better get out of the way.
Who was that?
That was John Wayne. I didn't sound like the Duke.
Oh yeah, I guess you... Yeah, that was great, Mango. That was kick-ass. Thank you very much. That was great.
Hey, Caine, I want to do my impression now.
All right, Cleophas, do your impression. What is it?
I don't really have one. Did you give me my watermelon?
Yeah, I did. As a matter of fact, they're in the car. I got you a bunch of them. And, got you a bunch of them, man. I got you some really small ones.
Oh, man, Caine, I don't want really small ones. I like a watermelon with a big round booty. Big round booty watermelon.
Oh, well, I got one of those, too. I mean, take a look at the small ones. Maybe you want those. They're cool looking. They're just really small. I figured that, you would want a small watermelon.
Caine, you're probably the one that needs a small watermelon. What size shoes are those, Caine? 2 in the girls' department?
No. It's not 2 in the girls' department. It's 2 in the little... in the boys' department. 8th grade department. I don't know. So I got really tiny feet. Your feet aren't real big.
Yeah, it's not about the feet, Caine, if you're made out of wood.
The Thai Ridgeback is an ancient breed of dog. The breed was formerly unknown outside of Thailand but is gaining notice in the Western world. The Thai Ridgeback is one of only 3 breeds that has a ridge of hair that runs along its back in the opposite direction to the rest of the coat. The others are Rhodesian Ridgeback and Pukwok Ridgeback. They are also known as a Thai Langan. The Thai Ridgeback is a muscular, medium-sized pariah dog-type dog with a wedge-shaped head, triangular-shaped prick ears, and a very short, smooth coat. It has a pronounced ridge on its back formed by hair growing in the opposite direction that extends from behind the withers to the hips. Puppies are occasionally born ridgeless. Thai Ridgebacks have a muscular and streamlined body, making them extremely agile. The tail is carried upward called a sickle or sword tail. Its forehead wrinkles with enormous expression. Like many eastern breeds, the Thai Ridgeback has retained a scissor jaw where upper and lower teeth interlock when the jaw bones clamp down. The tongue can be black or have black marks. The origin of the Thai Ridgeback is undocumented, but the breed was developed in eastern Thailand. The history of the breed is the subject of numerous hypotheses. It is generally considered a pariah type dating back to ancient times. The Thai Ridgeback may have mutated from another form of Thai dog which has similar appearance but with no ridge on the back. Rock art indicated that Thai dogs had accompanied a hunter since the New Stone Age of the country, over 2,000 years ago. Due to the isolation of Thai villages in the past, the breed had been inbred within the village for centuries. As a result, the appearance of the breed is quite uniform. Most lethal traits had been discarded through several generations of natural selection. The breed has a low level of inbreeding depression.